Renowned for its protection and conservation role, the Uganda Wildlife Authority is the country's leading self-sustaining conservation agency, managing strong and robust ecosystems. Uganda Wildlife Authority, UWA, a statutory body established in 1996 by an Act of Parliament, Uganda Wildlife Act Cap 200 of the Laws of Uganda 2000, through a merger of the former Uganda National Parks and the then Game Department. Governed by a board of trustees, it has the legal mandate to ensure sustainable management of wildlife resources both inside and outside protected areas. It coordinates, monitors, and supervises activities related to wildlife management, including reinforcement of wildlife populations in Uganda, enforces wildlife laws, mitigates human-wildlife conflicts and research, among others. On the African plains, surrounded by so much beauty, wilderness and extreme adventure, Uganda is endowed with some of the world's unique wildlife. Uganda is blessed with the world's strongest waterfalls, the Murchison Falls, and home to the largest mountain gorilla population. It is also home to over 1,000 bird species, several of which you will find nowhere else on the planet. A destination from where you can discover the tree-climbing lions in Queen Elizabeth, a peek at the snow-capped Rwenzori Mountains, and untold bliss of the unique wildlife and magical sceneries within and around the protected areas. Get lost in the magic of the wild and fall in love with the life around you in the ultimate run for survival. All under the watchful eye and protection of the Uganda Wildlife Authority, whose sole purpose is to protect and conserve Uganda's amazing wildlife resource. We envision being the leading wildlife conservation agency in the world. Our mission is to conserve, economically develop, and sustainably manage the wildlife and protected areas of Uganda in partnership with the neighboring communities and the stakeholders for the benefit of the people of Uganda and the global community. In striving to achieve our mandate, we chose to uphold these values according to the organizational beliefs, culture, and tradition that help to drive our staff into achieving the organizational mission and realizing its dream with commitment to conservation, teamwork, customer care and quality service, professionalism and integrity. At UWA, it is our calling to sustainably manage wildlife resources, coexist with neighboring communities, provide enjoyment, and significantly contribute to local and national development. We manage 10 national parks, 12 wildlife reserves, and offer technical guidance to 5 community wildlife management areas and 13 wildlife sanctuaries. The 10 national parks include Queen Elizabeth, which many refer to as Uganda's most popular tourist destination, as well as Lakamburo, Murchison Falls, Chidepo Valley National Park, Chibale National Park, Mount Elgon National Park, Rwenzori Mountains National Park, Semuliki National Park, Mgahinga Gorilla, and Windy Impenetrable National Parks. These parks display the best in East Africa. Their Rift Valley landscapes and tropical forests make dramatic backdrops to an extensive variety of flora and fauna. With all this on shore, Uganda Wildlife Authority offers well-guided activities and attractions in the protected areas, the major ones being game drives, gorilla tracking and other primates, habituation experiences, boat launch trips, nature walks, bird watching, mountain climbing and wildlife research activities. In order to fulfill its mandate of protecting and conserving Uganda's wildlife resources, UWA has a strategic plan with clear programs that are implemented by a team of dedicated professionals. One of the pillars is resource conservation and management, which aims at conserving wildlife for a healthy ecosystem in order to maintain the protected area's integrity. Law enforcement activities are undertaken to contain illegal activities and improve general security around the protected areas. These include patrols along PA and country boundaries, undertaking intelligence operations, sometimes with other institutions such as police, Uganda People's Defense Forces, and the Customs Department of Uganda Revenue Authority, among others. Protected area boundary management to ensure there is no encroachment of PA boundaries. Invasive species management to rid all the PA of unwanted invasive species management to rid all the PA of unwanted invasive species. Managing fire outbreaks through maintaining the existing and opening up new fire lines. Through the Research and Ecological Monitoring Program, UWA monitors populations of key wildlife species and the effects of climate change on wildlife conservation in Uganda. This also helps in patrol operation planning after identifying illegal activity hotspot areas and congregation points of wild animals. Wildlife translocation is one of the mechanisms that UWA uses to conserve wildlife. The approach is vital in enhancing ecosystems with sparse populations and depopulating areas of high densities to ensure ecological balance and sustainable conservation within Uganda's protected areas. Uganda Wildlife Authority has over the years built its capacity through the Capacity Development Program. This program aims at enabling UWA to have in place a vibrant human and infrastructure system that enhances conservation. Under this program, UWA has put in place an adequately skilled, efficient, professional, and motivated workforce to ensure it executes its mandate as required of a conservation agency. Besides, the authority ensures that the workforce is tooled with adequate, appropriate, and functional infrastructure, including equipment, vehicles, plants, and machinery, which makes the conservation and management of the protected areas mandate more achievable. More so, community conservation is another strategic figment which aims at achieving sustainable wildlife conservation for improved community livelihoods and harmony between people and wildlife in the PAs. It enhances the understanding and appreciation of wildlife conservation in the communities surrounding protected areas and the whole of Uganda, promoting community participation in wildlife management using mechanisms such as community wildlife committees. It promotes community livelihoods through the revenue sharing and other benefit schemes to ensure communities get the benefits of hosting conservation areas and creating a sense of community appreciation of conservation. It is no wonder that initiatives such as the distribution of beehives, goats, sewing machines, and milling machines, among others, have improved the livelihoods of communities. The authority has managed human-wildlife conflicts by constructing an electric fence at known hotspots, animal trenches, chili growing, beekeeping, capture, and translocation, among others. The problem animal capture team ensures timely and appropriate response to reported problem animals in collaboration with the concerned communities and respective local authorities. Reaching out to a wider community with conservation awareness messages through various media, including community meetings, has helped to sensitize the public on issues including but not limited to human-wildlife conflict mitigation, illegal wildlife activities, tourism, community conservation, and benefits from the protected areas. Through the Governance and Corporate Affairs Program, Uganda Wildlife Authority undertakes a number of activities aimed at improving decision-making in the authority, enhancing the relationships with relevant stakeholders, improving the visibility of the organization, and also ensuring the implementation of international conventions and agreements. UWA has a functional board of trustees, the highest decision-making body of the authority, which offers guidance and a sense of direction to management. The Board of Trustees approves all plans, budgets, and is responsible for the recruitment of staff of the authority, among others. UWA undertakes media relations and corporate social responsibility like renovating schools, reaching out to those in need, and participating in sporting activities, which greatly improves not only the visibility of the authority but also demonstrates it as a good corporate citizen. Media relations is key in ensuring accountability to the Ugandan public through a variety of media outlets. The authority keeps the media abreast with conservation issues through strategic media engagement to create a sense of appreciation of wildlife conservation issues and promote conservation reporting in Uganda. Using sports to promote conservation has seen a number of UA's sports personalities represent Uganda at the international sporting events where they have won medals and brought glory to the country. Sports is embedded within the discipline of UA. The authority participates in inter-forces games while staff internally hold inter-conservation area games and also organizes the Uganda Wildlife Marathon. Sports at UA does not only keep staff fit but also enhances a sense of unity and cohesion in the family. Tourism development and financial stability. Ensuring a stream of revenue for the sustainability of conservation work is key at the Uganda Wildlife Authority. The Tourism Development and Financial Sustainability Program aims at improving tourism services and strengthening financial systems for increased revenue, which results in sustainable conservation. In order to raise revenue for conservation work, Uganda Wildlife Authority has engaged in a number of marketing campaigns and other initiatives that promote domestic tourism. Executive buses and boats are in place to spur Uganda's domestic tourism niche. UA also supports and/or participates in a number of international tourism promotion initiatives such as the ITB in Berlin, Indaba in South Africa, among others, to promote Uganda's protected areas as tourism destinations, and this has resulted in some of the national parks winning international recognition. Domestically, the authority supports and participates in local tourism drives with the aim of promoting domestic tourism in the country through exhibitions and involving in campaigns such as Tulambule, Big Birding Day, the International Convention of the Banyakigezi, Makison Falls Fishing Competition, Karamoja Festival, Miss Tourism Uganda pageant, as well as supporting local leisure activity providers like Simple's Entertainment and Mountain Slayers excursions around our protected areas. Furthermore, the authority puts in place tourism infrastructure such as trails, accommodation, waiting or briefing shelters, and also collaborates with the private sector to ensure that tourists who visit Uganda's national parks get the best experience possible. Also, as a way to create an enabling environment of smooth tourism, the authority constantly maintains and constructs new good tourism roads within the protected areas. Uganda Wildlife Authority is moving in the right direction as we strive to achieve our aspiration of being the leading wildlife conservation agency in the world. Uganda Wildlife Authority, conserving for generations. Connect with us via email info@ugandawildlife.org or through our social media handles on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. You can also find us on Plot 7 Chira Road, Kamocha, PO Box 3530, Kampala, Uganda. You can also reach us by phone on +256 414 355 000 or +256 312 355 000 or +256 414 346 291. Uganda Wildlife Authority, conserving for generations.